It's the match with Bill Goldberg,
right?
And everybody talks about it was a shoot or.
Oh God, how ridiculous!
I mean, because I watched it. I watched it about 2 or 3 months ago.
I get sick of talking about it. People ask me that all the time. Right.
So what happened?
This
or
is
do you
what
not
happened.
want to talk about it? We can trim it out.
I'm quite happy to talk about it.
I mean,
This
I don't
is
know what happened.
This is my side of it. You can take it for what it's worth.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I don't need to, whether you believe me or not. I just come back off a 7-week suspension, right, from when I did the thing on the airplane, when I got thrown in jail in Alaska and all that, right? So I was on my best behavior.
Right.
Okay.
Who's running things at this time?
Eric.
Yeah. Okay.
I get there, and I am told by the agent, and Bill is there with the agent in charge, to go out and have a 6-minute match. Bill had never done anything more than a 90-second match. And the words were, and we both heard it, have a competitive match. Something different, right?
I thought it was a competitive match.
Right. So we go out and go through a few things. Let's get this right. We get out there, and if you watch it, and if you know what you're watching for, and that's what throws me off. I'm glad that people still think that I'm that good that I can make it look like I'm killing people, right, or taking liberties. Go out there, and Bill doesn't really, he freezes up, he doesn't know it. So I'm just working around him, and that's all. If I'm telling you, I'm trying to get him to do stuff, and I'm working around him. I'm trying to get him to do, people say, I don't hit him any harder than I hit anybody else. In safe places.
You were snug, you laid your stuff in, you protected
in safe
the business.
Places.
Yeah, I'm down with it.
There's no liberty, it's just complete divvy talk when people go and say any different. And so I'm trying to get him to, come on, do something. Eventually, and that's all it is. It's me sort of getting him through stuff.
Right.
Till he finally gets it to, and we do whatever we got to do. I come out, and Eric comes up and starts screaming at me, and this is my exact words to him, look. And Billy stood there, and Bill said to me, it's all my fault. He said, I'm sorry, and he seems to forgot about that. From what I don't know if he read his book, I don't know. I never read it. Somebody, people always come to you and want to tell you about it. Right. That's the only way I hear about things. Oh, such and such said something about you. Such and such said. Sometimes I couldn't care less. If you don't like me work, I don't care. It's like me liking different types of music. Subjective, right? I don't care. But if you start personal things, sometimes it gets to you a bit.
Sure.
So he said, I made him look... How bad does that sound when he said, I made him look foolish? This is a big monster, right? And he's trying to... you make yourself sound any more silly, right?
That doesn't sound good because no one should ever.
Right.
You can't let that happen as a pro.
So anyway, we come out, and my exact words were to Eric. I said, "Look, I can't hit myself." That was what I said. I said, "I can't hit myself." I said, "I'm trying my best to get him to do stuff to me, and he's not doing anything." And he stood there agreeing. Bill stood there agreeing. I look over at the agent who give us these. He was going, Who told you to go that long? And who told you? I look over at the agent who I'm waiting for him to say, I did.
Yeah.
And he just buries his head in the paper, in his papers. And I'm that kind of fella. That's just me. I probably saved me a lot of times if I wasn't that way. But that's the way I am. That I've got that. All I've got is my word to me. And that's the way I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to, if you don't, not going to say it yourself, I'm not going to say it. I'll take it on the chin like I take a lot of things on the chin. And I just waited for him to say something, and didn't. And people think I got fired that day. I didn't. I got fired several months later. And I got fired because I was a mess, and I was out of my mind on drugs, you know what I mean?
Right.
But that was and after that was months later when I left WCW.
Yeah.
That may have had something to do with it. I may have soured the thing, but I didn't get fired that day. Nowhere close to it.
Right.
It was like 4 or 5 months later, I think, that I left.
Hey, somebody asked me on Twitter when I said I'm going to be talking to Bill Goldberg for a future podcast. They said, ask him about the Regal story. And, and I didn't even write it down because I wasn't even aware what the hell they were talking about. And then somebody else asked me about it, and then I heard, well, Regal was on Austin's podcast. Stone Cold's got a podcast here on Podcast One, and he said that there's nothing to the story, that he didn't try to take liberties with you. What is this? I'm confused.
He did. He did. Between he and Dave Taylor and a couple other the hard asses there, and I respect him for it. That's all good. And just don't try to take advantage of me on national TV when I'm a piece of clay in your hands and I'll do anything you want.
Yeah.
Let me know it's going to be a Japanese match so I can give you some back.
Right.
Not so I can be led around by a guy who's going to kick me in the frickin' head when I'm sitting on all fours.
I got you.
I mean, I would have loved to have ever had the opportunity to do that one again, but that's a prime example, JR, as to, I'm not the eternal baby face in this picture, but I'm telling you, man, I would let these guys do anything they want to me because I trusted them. There were guys in the business that were down at WCW during our big run that I looked way up to, even though I wasn't a scholar in the business, whether it be Kurt Hennig or the Steiners, or whether it be Nash, or whether it be Scott Hall at times, or Jarrett or Sting or Lex, or, all these guys are big boss man. There were a lot of guys with a lot of experience there that I really, immediately just gave them my trust and, thought that they'd lead me the right way. And then throughout the years, I learned, I learned the mode of operandi up there.
Yeah.
Like the NFL, like everywhere else.
Sure, exactly.